What's up, guys? Welcome back. Some more Starfield, and in today's video we are going to continue the Terramorph quest line. We are hopefully not going to have to spend too much time here in Jameson.
Captain!
Who knows?
Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Okay, what?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels, but there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
Okay. Must have been impressive.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last minute, no telling how long the cabinet...
We're good.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
Yeah, see, my whole thing of the whole clone, like, it's kind of like, would you be punished for the sins of your father? Like, maybe in, the 15th century or something, sure. But in this day and age, yeah, sins of our fathers kind of thing kind of gets tossed out the window. It's not my fault if, you know, my father murdered a planet's worth of people. I didn't make that choice. He did. So on and so forth. Same thing with clones. Not the clone's fault.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno-Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need archival data to find a way to stop possible terramorph apocalypse. I'm just here to talk about what happened. We're still trying to figure out what we're trying to face.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanners somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
I served my time in the
Captain,
fleet.
I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Alright, so... First off, that was way too easy for... Come on, get out of the elevator, guys. I gotta go. That was way too easy for a bunch of politicians. Second off... Dude, wouldn't it be awesome to, like, land on some of the, like, derelict ships?
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
What's going on here?
We're trying to help you!
Please! I can't stop!
Am I supposed to shoot this or something?
Now hit him with everything you've got.
Here it.
Oh, this is like a stunner.
Lights out on that one.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Alright, sounds like we need to
Let's do
hustle.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Alright. But yeah, no, it'd be really cool if we could almost have not quite an alien isolation thing, but like
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
Spaceport District. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
It's here! You might back up. Don't just stand there. Kill it! Don't let it through here!
oh, I did a reload. Okay. Where's the officer in charge?
Wait, officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get.
Sergeant,
right
I
now.
literally just saved your
Got
life.
the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely
there's
holding
more?
our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Oh, okay. Dude, I'm really liking this mission. Probably gonna want to use this guy. Dude, I hope my ship's okay. Am I supposed to talk to this guy?
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the
You two have any experience with Terramorphs before?
only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us. Roger that. We're on.
I'm taking all the backup I can. Like, Terramorphs, man, they're hard. They're not like spacers. I can take a spacer out easily. The Terramorphs, nah, they're a lot harder than that.
be okay! Damn! They're gone!
Oh, that only stuns them. Okay. Reload!
God! Here they come!
Alright, where's the next one at? I hope this is showing up already.
Look out! Let's get it done!
What are you doing? Stop.
Target down! Nice work, Captain!
Alright, how many guys did I lose? Can I heal him?
Thing deserved all that, and worse.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place. Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Alright, so back to the President, huh?
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all...
Okay.
They said you're free to come and go.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen.
We're
Captain?
counting on you, Captain.
Hadrian,
Don't let my
it would
people
appear that the Cabinet
sacrifice
owes you our
for
thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We see your atypical background as a strength, not a hindrance. The people you'll be dealing with, they're rather atypical themselves. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
All
Damage
right.
to the space.
I'm gonna go check in with
The
Chief
costs
Engineer
of this
Fuller.
attack are greater than
Start
I
getting
think
them
we
So now I guess we find. So friends like these.
Chief Yassine, these orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Yeah, I got a vague idea.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC's already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Alright,
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here.
darn.
Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Probably Radcliffe. He'd probably be a little bit more reasonable.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Alright.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Damn, sounding like I need to have more points into persuasion. Which,
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
credits and oh, so I think we can we dress up as Freestar and sneak in? Is that like a Fallout New Vegas kind of thing?
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
Now this guy I don't
When
mind
the
punching
rest
in the
of
face.
Hasbaroon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval. They certainly come with a checkered past, but there's an additional wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Oh, wonderful.
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her. Be smart out there, Captain.
Aye, aye. I'm good at being smart. That's why I'm walking around a freaking government office with a bunch of guns in my inventory. I wouldn't be surprised if House Varoon's not the guys in charge of the terror morph attack. If not the actual...
Sergeant Yumi was looking for...
If not the actual, house, but at least the... Maybe at least the, zealots. I definitely see that.
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport is empty.
Alright, this right here. Quick save.
You are visit. You're entering Free Star Sovereign territory, so show some respect in there.
Aye, aye. I'm all about that respect.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
Official business?
I love how their uniforms look like basically leather jackets and cargo jeans. Cargo pants.
As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
This building is free.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, it's called a fist to your mouth.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The Eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. Oh, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. I will not be the one responsible. You're really gonna push this? I'm listening.
Alright,
It's a job I take very... A step towards better relations. I could see some value there. You think this is about... Captain, I'm sorry, but my...
Load. I'm not taking no for an answer. Sorry.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room.
Terramorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me.
Alright, quick
Are you
save.
supposed to be in here?
Sounds like it was.
I'm
real
sorry.
nice down at the spaceport.
Ah, you're the one, Mac. You have my thanks.
Skip.
Now,
Skip.
that now
Skip.
that you see one, I can only
Skip.
presume you're... Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no.
No, the answer is yes.
Be the one
The answer is yes.
You're really gonna push this?
Alright.
I'm listening.
Alright.
I suppose you might be right.
Why can't I scroll back up?
A fair point. How would it look if the collective simply sat up? Are you suggesting we... Captain, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on! No, I'm not... I do not take no for an
excuse
answer.
me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm sorry.
Everyone's a little on.
Ah, you're the one, Mac. You have my thanks. Now, that now the UC... I can only Let me be frank. I will not be the one... You're really gonna push this? I'm listening. And those Doing nothing is certain. The cost of being wrong.
Okay.
And the
There we go.
archival monitors can ensure that's all you take. Huh. That would work. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. We will be ensuring the monitors only permit you access to items related to stopping these terramorphs. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Agreed.
Excellent. Follow me.
There we go. See, I have a silver tongue. It's called quick saving. I only have like level 1 of this. What level am I? 32. I'm almost level 33. Oh, I'm supposed to be following her. Space rock display.
They tell me it should only take a moment.
Arm is this code machine. This is like going to the post office and pulling one of those little number tags off, waiting in line.
It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
Alright. Golly. Couldn't have just, you know, they could have just come up with like a random number generator from, like, get on Google, just type in random number generator and make that an access code. I'm just saying. Alright, off to House Varun and Mr. Snakehead. Dude, I can call them snakes just like in Battletech. You know, great serpents and all. House Kurita. You guys ever played the Battletech games or the MechWarrior games? You guys know who the snakes are?
Sorry that I didn't sign off on it. Yes, exactly. It's like when someone...
Okay, why is the House Varun embassy in a random corner? Wow, okay. Okay. I'm guessing the House Varun has something to do with these things. Okay, so let's see here. That, and wait, I might want to activate the turrets. There's probably like robots or something. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, I decided to go with a little bit more big guns. That and that. Oh, that was a waste. This guy's like lost his mind. Oh, is that supposed to happen? Inaccessible. Okay. Need to get upstairs somehow. I can't tell if this is like a glitch. I don't have very many digi-keys left, so digi-picks or whatever. Damn, okay. Good grief, just freaking... Yeah. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, beware demons, eh? Pretty good about bewaring of demons and stuff. Crap, where am I supposed to go? Okay.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Alright. Ooh, I see something good in here. Osmium dagger. Each consecutive hit does more damage. Okay.
Not the ideal
That reminds me of like
introduction,
old Spot.
I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? Has the rest of the city suffered? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... But I must know. Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner. Now, it cannot solely be the you were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror... The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy.
Okay.
With little success.
Well, when I get shot at by every
exchange for my
Varun I've
code,
ever met,
require
you know,
this.
he's got a long
You
neck.
must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
What about the knowledge of, say, gunpowder? Okay, that... Here's the thing.
Then,
tools are just tools. It's
I
how
shall
you use
not
it.
fear.
Could I use gunpowder to make weapons? Absolutely.
follow
Can I
me.
use gunpowder to blast tunnels in a mountain to build a railroad? Absolutely. Just saying. That's how the railroads were originally built.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Alright, return to Deputy McIntyre. Okay, how do I... Not that way. That would be a bathroom. Glad the freaking elevator still works. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, Miss McIntyre, where are you? Or if I gameplay, nope. Display, crowd density. I wonder if I turn that down to medium or something, if that will affect things. What if I change it to low? It really didn't affect anything. No, it's a little bit better. Yeah, it really doesn't change anything a whole lot, honestly. Yeah, I try. I do my best. Oishi? Sushi. Alright. Cabinet chambers, here we come.
Okay. Hello. Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
I'm starting to wonder if you could, I don't know, piss everybody off and break into the archives. Might have to give that a shot. All right.
Hello.
Response to the Terramorph attacks.
On the record?
And after the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne,
Keep it civil, or we will.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
All right. House Varun's obviously empty.
Verified. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
Yeah, you probably can't break in here because you can't access any of these doors. Not even showing any prompts. Back to mast, I take it? Yeah, lots of back and forth on this one, but I mean, the spaceport part was really cool.
Hey.
There you are. Captain. Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
I've got a silver tongue.
Captain, if you'd be willing to
And a
transfer
quick
the
save.
documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already had... Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Excuse me?
You are excused.
Your file says you have a military background. Well, don't embarrass your old outfit. Stay out of trouble.
It won't take long.
We're heading out this way.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Oh, cool.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
I'll take it to my
Let's hope
grave.
it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. We became a UC citizen, we fought some Terramors, we met the Snakehead, and we met the you know, the Lone Ranger. So, you know, I think we've had a pretty eventful episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time.